In this video, we're going to look at how to view a single assessment in LinkIt. So either a test you've given in LinkIt that you want to look at the results, or something that was uploaded to LinkIt, like scores that were uploaded to LinkIt, and you want to just use it to find more information about your students that you can better help them. So the first thing you'll do is across the top, you have the icons. You're going to choose the reporting icon, which looks like a bar graph. Then you'll choose the dashboard button. Now you might notice that my screen has a yellow background. That's because I'm anonymizing the data of the students, but yours should look similar in format. So at this screen, you want to choose View Classes, and this will allow you to select which class it is. If you want to see more than one class, that's fine, but you're just going to start with just one of your math classes or one of your reading classes if you teach many. In this case, I want to view a math class, so I'm going to choose the students that are assigned to me in Genesis in my math class by choosing mathematical strands. On this screen, we're going to ignore all of these bright shiny buttons, and instead we're going to use my favorite button of all, which is the green Select Data button. Okay, so now we're on this new window. So if you know the name of the test that you want to look for, you could use the search box here, and you could start typing in part of it to see it come up, or you could use the filter for subject. These are all the tests that my math students have taken. So it gets a little confusing. People wonder, why am I seeing language arts tests and attendance things? Well, that's because your math students have data in the system about all of these different things. So even though we drilled down to a specific class, your kids have lots of other classes that they go to as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to just find the test that we want to look for, and we're going to use the checkbox in front of it to check it off. And then we're going to click on this green little man button, which is the student results icon. Now, this shows my math students, and it shows how they did on this Math Unit 1 test. You can see that it has the level here, and then it also is showing the percent. This is something that I can toggle with up here. These three lines here are the Select Scores menu, and that's for this test. When I click on the Select Scores menu, I can choose to hide or show any of these things. So maybe I just want to see the level here. Now, before I go any further, let's talk about the left side panel. The left side panel over here is it's a double arrow, two little arrows. And when you click it, it gives you some options. So it gives you options to add additional classes. So if you teach the same class multiple periods throughout the day, like you teach Physics 1 CP multiple times throughout the day, you'll pull up one of your Physics 1 classes. And then here's where you can add the other sections so you can see all of your student data together if that's how you prefer. Or you could toggle back and forth between the classes, also using this left side panel. So what you'll do is you'll just scroll down the left side panel, and then the very bottom box is where you'll be able to click and then check off additional sections if you'd like to see them. So if you had other classes of the same content, you would check off those boxes, and then you would click the blue apply button, and that would put all of those students together on this sheet. For this example, I'm just going to leave it how it is. So I'm going to hide the left side panel. And then I'm going to show you about the right side panel. So the right side panel is all the way over here, double arrows on this side. And this gives you some other additional options. You can choose to throw in some demographics if you want, if that's important to you. You could throw in the class if you needed to. I'm not sure why. Maybe if you were combining, I guess if you were combining more than one class, you would throw that in. And then you can hide it again by scrolling back up to the top and sliding that back over. And then you can see that you can sort it in lots of different ways. So each one of these columns has a filter. And it also, if you just click on it, gives you an A to Z or Z to A sort. So I could sort by level. If I click level, I could sort it one way, lowest to highest. If I click it again, it will sort highest to lowest. I could use the filter and show me just anybody who's in this red zone. I'll be able to see it, show me red and yellow zones. So there's lots of different options here for views. Additionally, for the test, if you click the three lines for the test for select score, you'll see that there's percentage and there's also a raw score. If you're taking a Form A or Form B test, you can also look at standards and skills here, and that's really neat. If you want to print any of this information, all you need to do is open the right side panel again, and then you can go to print. I'm going to use the drop down because I also want to show you other options. Aside from just printing, you can export it to a CSV or an Excel. So this is pretty much the basics for printing, looking at your data, and being able to see how your students did on one specific test.